I couldn't stop checking my reflection in the mirror, straightening my tie for the 10th time. Relax, it's just the ring ceremony, I muttered to myself. My heart, however, had other plans. Just the ring ceremony. Ryan's voice rang from the doorway. He leaned casually, smirking. You've been pacing like a nervous cat for hours. Are you sure you're not about to propose again? I laughed, though my stomach twisted. Shut up, Ryan. It's different this time. Everything has to be perfect. Perfect? He raised an eyebrow. You're already in love. Isn't that perfect enough? I shook my head. It's not about that. Emily deserves every bit of effort. She's amazing. My voice softened as if saying her name aloud might summon her presence. Ryan rolled his eyes. Romantic sap. You've always been like this. Remember college? You practically wrote a thesis on her smile. Not funny, I said, though I couldn't hide the grin tugging at my lips. Funny enough for Lily, Ryan teased, nodding toward my sister, who had just entered the room with her arms crossed. Lily's eyes were sharp, scanning me like she could read my thoughts. I swear, you're going to get hurt if you keep idolizing her like that, she said, voice calm but firm. People aren't perfect, you know. I frowned. You think I don't know that? I've seen her flaws. I still love her. Lily shook her head, sighing. Love doesn't make you blind. Just be careful. Promise me you'll pay attention. I promise, I said, but my voice lacked conviction. I wanted to believe I could see through everything, but part of me felt a flicker of doubt I didn't want to name. Emily's laughter then echoed from the kitchen. My chest tightened, a mix of joy and nervousness. She was stunning, even in casual clothes, hair falling in soft waves over her shoulders. Hey, you two plotting against me again, she called out. Hardly, Ryan shouted back. We're just admiring how obsessive you've made him. I felt my face heat. Ryan. Emily walked in, smiling, eyes sparkling. Why are you frowning? I'm nervous, I admitted, shrugging. Tomorrow's the ring ceremony. I want everything to be perfect for us. Her hand found mine, fingers curling around mine. You don't have to do anything, silly. I already know how much you love me. Still, I said, I want to make it special. You deserve that. She laughed softly. You always do this, you know. Lily cleared her throat. Just don't forget, love isn't proof against betrayal. Promise me, you won't ignore red flags. I met her gaze. I'll try. Later that night, Emily's phone buzzed on the counter. She glanced at it, her smile faltering for a fraction of a second. It's nothing, she said quickly, putting it aside. I didn't press. Okay, I said, though a small voice inside me whispered that maybe I should. But I wanted to trust her, wanted to believe in us. Ryan clapped me on the shoulder. You're way too easy to fool, man. Enjoy tonight. All right? Tomorrow changes everything. I nodded, though unease settled in my stomach like a stone. Emily's laughter filled the apartment again, warm and familiar. I smiled back, holding her hand tightly, telling myself that everything would be perfect. I should have known that the smallest crack could grow into a chasm. I was supposed to be excited, but unease crept over me like a shadow. Emily sat on the couch, her phone in hand, thumbs moving faster than I could follow. Emily, I said softly, you've been on your phone all evening. Everything okay? She looked up, smiling quickly. Yeah, work stuff. Just finalizing some details. Details? I asked, trying to keep my tone casual. At this hour? She shrugged, eyes darting back to the screen. Deadlines, you know, important stuff. I frowned. Something about her hesitation made my stomach twist. You've been distant lately. Is it me? She laughed lightly, but it didn't reach her eyes. No, silly. Don't be paranoid. I swallowed hard. I'm not paranoid. I want to feel like we're in this together. Tomorrow is supposed to be perfect. Emily set the phone down, patting my hand. It will be. Trust me. I wanted to believe her. I really did. But the nagging doubt refused to leave. Later, I met Ryan for a late-night coffee. You look tense, man, he said, handing me a cup. I don't know, I admitted. Emily's acting different, distant, secretive. I can't shake the feeling that something's off. Ryan raised an eyebrow. Off? Or are you reading too much into normal nerves? I shook my head. No, something's wrong. I can feel it. He studied me for a moment. Listen, I've known you long enough to tell when your instincts are screaming. Don't ignore it. Just be careful. I nodded, sipping the coffee, but the warmth didn't reach my chest. Yeah, careful. Back at the apartment, Lily was waiting for me in the kitchen. You look awful, she said bluntly. I'm fine, I lied. You're not fine, she countered. I can see it. You're worried. Don't ignore it. Pay attention to what your gut is telling you. I'm paying attention, I said, though uncertainty gnawed at me. She gave me a small, knowing smile. Good. Just don't let hope blind you. I went to check on Emily again. She was sitting on her bed now, scrolling her phone, lips moving as if reading something silently. Everything okay? I asked, hesitantly. She looked up, startled. Yes, of course. Just tired. Big day tomorrow. I nodded slowly. All right, if you say so. I walked past her room later that night to grab water from the kitchen. That's when I saw him, a figure slipping quietly from her apartment. A man, tall, confident, moving with familiarity. My heart skipped a beat. Who? I whispered, frozen. I wanted to call out, but my voice caught in my throat. The figure vanished into the night before I could even think of stopping him. My stomach twisted. I walked back to Emily's room, pretending to sleep, but my mind raced. Who was that? Why hadn't she told me? My trust wavered, but part of me wanted to deny it, to convince myself I was imagining things. I couldn't. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the ceiling. My thoughts tumbled over themselves. James. Her ex. No, it can't be. She would never, right? My chest ached. Confusion mixed with anger, betrayal, and fear. I had always believed in us, in our perfect future, but that image felt fragile now, like glass ready to shatter. I heard Emily stir in her sleep and turned away, pretending to rest. My mind, however, wouldn't let me. Questions and suspicions circled endlessly. Was it just one mistake? Or was there more? How could she do this? The night before our ceremony, I pressed my palms to my eyes, trying to calm the storm inside me. Denial fought against the evidence. I wanted to scream, to confront her, but fear held me back. I didn't want to ruin the last night before what was supposed to be our happiest day. Ryan's words echoed in my head. Don't ignore it. Trust your instincts. Lily's warning lingered too. Don't let hope blind you. I lay down, eyes open, mind racing. Sleep wouldn't come. Tomorrow, I realized, might not be the celebration I had imagined. Something had changed. Something I couldn't control. And for the first time, I wondered if my perfect future was already slipping through my fingers. I hadn't meant to check Emily's phone. I promised myself I'd trust her. But the uneasy feeling in my chest wouldn't let me sleep. When I saw the screen lit up on the nightstand, my fingers moved before my brain could stop them. And then I saw it. A message from James, timestamped late last night. Last night was perfect. See you soon. I froze. My heart dropped. My stomach turned. Perfect. Last night, she slept with him. I couldn't breathe. My hand shook as I grabbed her phone. Emily. I shouted, my voice raw. What is this? She jumped from the bed, eyes wide. What are you doing? Don't lie to me. I threw the phone onto the bed. This message. Last night. With James. Tell me it's not true. Her face drained of color. I can explain. Explain. I yelled, pacing the room. Explain sleeping with your ex the night before our ceremony. Explain betraying me like this. She backed up, shaking her head. You're blowing this out of proportion. It was a mistake. Nothing serious. Just, I was lonely, confused. Lonely, confused. I laughed bitterly, choking back tears. Do you have any idea how humiliating this is? How betrayed I feel. We were supposed to get engaged tomorrow. And you. I didn't mean for you to find out like this, she snapped, her voice sharp now. I love you, I swear. But don't make me feel like a villain. I shook my head. Love me? You love me? You think that word fixes this? Do you even understand how much I trusted you? She reached for my hand. Please, just calm down. Don't ruin this night. It's not what it looks like. I pulled my hand away violently. Not what it looks like. Emily, the message says it all. I saw it with my own eyes. You're lying to yourself if you think I'm going to pretend this never happened. Her eyes filled with tears. I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't know how to tell you. Please, just give me a chance to explain. Explain. I shouted, my voice breaking. Explain why you chose him over me. Why you betrayed everything we planned. At that moment, my phone rang. Ryan. I ignored it. Answer it, she whispered, almost pleading. I shook my head. No, I don't need advice from anyone. I just need to leave. Emily's face twisted in panic. Wait, don't go. You're overreacting. Please. I'm not overreacting, I snapped. I'm done pretending. I'm done with the lies. I grabbed a pen and paper, my hands trembling. I scribbled a note. I won't be attending the ceremony. I can't do this. I can't trust you. I'm sorry. I left it on the counter and stormed out. The cold night air hit me, but it couldn't numb the fire inside. I walked aimlessly through the city streets, each step heavier than the last. The lights blurred past me as tears streamed down my face. I called Ryan, ignoring Emily's frantic messages. Ryan, I don't know what to do, I said, voice breaking. Dude, slow down, he said, his tone calm but urgent. Talk to me. Where are you? I'm wandering. I can't go back. Okay, just breathe. You can't think clearly right now. Don't do anything rash. I shook my head, walking past a cafe with laughing couples inside. My stomach twisted. They are laughing, happy, like nothing happened. And me? I'm the joke. Humiliated, betrayed, alone. I can't. Ryan, I feel powerless. Emily, my voice cracked, and I stopped in the middle of the street. You're not powerless, Ryan said firmly. You're alive. You're breathing. You can handle this. One step at a time. I wanted to believe him, but my chest felt hollow. Everything we built, every plan, every dream, it felt like it was ripped away in one cruel message. Hours later, I scrolled through my phone, trying to distract myself. That's when I saw it. Social media. Photos of Emily and James, smiling, holding hands, announcing their engagement. Without me. Without a word. I felt my knees weaken. My stomach churned. They announced it. Without me. My own fiancé, my world, gone. I dropped the phone, hands shaking. Rage, grief, and humiliation collided inside me. I wanted to scream, to run, to erase the world. But all I could do was stand there, frozen, a broken man in the middle of a city that seemed impossibly alive. I closed my eyes and let the tears fall, the cold air burning my skin. The perfect future I imagined, the love I trusted, shattered, and I realized, in that moment, that nothing would ever be the same again. I didn't answer my phone for hours. I didn't leave my apartment. The walls felt closer, like they were pressing in, reminding me of her, of them, of what I lost. A knock startled me. Lily. I called, voice rough. I'm not leaving until you talk to me, she said, stepping inside, carrying a small bag. You look like hell. I'm fine, I muttered, turning away. You're not, she said, placing the bag on the table. I brought food. You need to eat. Sleep. Something. I don't want food. I don't want sleep. I don't want company, I said sharply. Just leave me alone. Her eyes softened. I can't do that. You're drowning, and I'm not letting you sink. I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. Drowning? Lily, I've been betrayed. Humiliated. I can't just move on like nothing happened. You don't have to move on yet, she said. Just don't waste yourself in this pain. You need to breathe. You need to live. I can't live without her, I admitted, the words catching in my throat. She sighed. I know it feels like that now. But believe me, you're stronger than this. You have to start somewhere, even small steps. I didn't respond, staring blankly at the floor. The silence stretched until another knock came, louder this time. Ryan. I muttered under my breath. Open the door, man. I'm not taking no for an answer, he said, voice faint but calm. I stepped aside. He came in, eyes scanning the apartment. You've been hiding here all day. No work, no friends, no life. This isn't you. It doesn't feel like me, I said, my voice barely audible. It feels like emptiness, like everything I believed in just vanished. Ryan nodded slowly. I get it. I really do. But sitting here crying, thinking about her, imagining them happy, it doesn't fix anything. It only eats you alive. I can't help it, I said, clenching my fists. I keep seeing them together, smiling, laughing, while I'm here. Yeah, he said softly. I know, but you have to channel this pain. Not into revenge yet, not into obsession. Into yourself, your life, your strength. Karma, it can't be forced. It unfolds on its own. I looked at him, skeptical. Karma, you really think that works? I don't know, he admitted. But I know that hurting yourself in the meantime won't make it happen faster. Focus on what you can control, yourself. Start small. Journaling. Exercise. Anything. Build yourself back. Lily nodded in agreement. Even small victories matter. A meal. A shower. A walk outside. One step at a time. I sank onto the couch. It's hard, I whispered. Everything reminds me of her. I can't escape the memories. I can't stop imagining them together. You won't escape immediately, Ryan said. But every day, a little more. Every action, a little stronger. You're still you. Don't let them steal that from you. I closed my eyes. The room was quiet except for their voices. Somehow, hearing them, feeling their concern, made the weight on my chest slightly lighter. Maybe I could try, I admitted after a long pause. Small steps. Nothing huge yet. Just start. Exactly, Lily said, smiling faintly. You don't have to fix everything at once. Just move forward, even if it's inch by inch. Ryan clapped my shoulder. Good. That's all. And remember, I'm here. You're not facing this alone, even if it feels like it. I nodded slowly, letting their words sink in. I grabbed a notebook from the shelf. The pages were blank, waiting. My hand hovered over the pen. Then I started writing. Thoughts, anger, heartbreak, hopes. One word at a time. One step at a time. Later, I put on running shoes I hadn't touched in weeks. I jogged around the block, the cold air stinging my lungs, making me feel alive again. Each step burned, but with it came a strange clarity. Maybe Ryan was right. Maybe I could rebuild. Slowly, carefully. When I returned, Lily had set tea on the table. Ryan had left a note. Keep going. You'll see the light eventually. I smiled faintly. The apartment felt less like a prison, less suffocating. The pain was still there, sharp and gnawing, but a seed of something else, strength, was growing inside me. Maybe, just maybe, I could survive this. I decided it was time to stop feeling powerless. Sitting alone in my apartment had done nothing but gnaw at me. I needed action, not reckless, not destructive, but calculated. Ryan leaned back in the chair, sipping his coffee. So, what's the plan? He asked, eyebrow raised. I'm not sure yet, I admitted, rubbing my temples. But I can't just let them think they won. James, Emily, they need to understand that actions have consequences. Ryan nodded. Good, but subtle. You're not looking for a fight, you're reclaiming control. That's different. I glanced at my phone. Step 1, I think, is exposing James. Not publicly, not in anger, but to people who matter. The right people. Ryan grinned. You mean the social circle and his colleagues? Yes, and Emily will feel it too. She'll notice when the facade cracks. I felt a rush of satisfaction just thinking about it. The next day, I invited a few mutual friends for coffee under a casual pretense. Hey, thanks for coming, I said, forcing a calm tone. I just wanted to catch up. James walked in unexpectedly, looking confident as ever. Well, well, fancy seeing you here, he said, smirking at me. I ignored him, greeting the others. I wanted to talk about something I noticed recently. Some behavior, patterns, that reflect poorly on a person's character. James laughed. Oh, this should be good. Go ahead. I met the gaze of each friend, one by one. You all know James, right? Ambitious, charming, social. I let the pause stretch. Sometimes, though, charm hides selfishness. He's manipulative, willing to hurt people, even those who trust him, to get what he wants. James stiffened, his confident smile faltering. You're lying, he said sharply. I shrugged. See for yourselves. Ask around. Observe his actions. You'll notice patterns. Emily noticed. I noticed. And I thought you should too. The friends exchanged glances. One muttered, I've seen some things. Didn't know how to address them. Another nodded. Yeah, he can be tricky. People don't always see it immediately. James' jaw tightened, and I felt a surge of power. Exactly. Truth has a way of surfacing, and when it does, I let the words hang in the air. Later, I ran into Emily. Her eyes narrowed, suspicious. I heard you were talking about James, she said. What are you doing? I shrugged, calm on the surface. Just conversations. People need to understand the truth. Nothing more. Her lips pressed together. You're trying to ruin me. To make me come back. I shook my head. I'm not trying to make you do anything. I'm reclaiming control over my life. My peace. You can't manipulate me anymore. Emily's eyes glistened, a mix of desperation and frustration. You're cruel. I let her see my calm, measured expression. I'm not cruel. I'm careful. I'm not lashing out. That's the difference between us now. James tried to corner me at work the next day. You're making a mistake. People won't take your side, he threatened. I smiled. I'm not forcing anyone. I'm just being honest. People see through arrogance eventually. He scowled. You'll regret this. Maybe, I said softly, letting my gaze meet his. Or maybe you'll realize it's time to reflect on your actions. Word spread slowly, subtly. Friends, colleagues, and acquaintances began noticing James' manipulative tendencies. Invitations he expected vanished. Trust he relied on eroded quietly. It was precise, controlled, and I watched from the sidelines as the first cracks appeared in his perfect image. Emily reached out again. Please, can we talk? I feel like this is going too far. I paused. Emily, I'm not reacting to you. I'm responding to the betrayal. You don't get to control me anymore. My choices aren't yours to manipulate. She flinched, hurt flashing across her face. You're punishing me. I shook my head. No, I'm reclaiming myself. That's all. Still, the urge to lash out burned inside me sometimes. I caught myself drafting angry messages, imagining confrontations. But I stopped. I breathed. I reminded myself that true power was restraint. Quick victories would feel satisfying but wouldn't last. This method, this careful exposure, was different. Calculated. Strong. By the end of the week, I noticed subtle changes. James' colleagues were wary, his friends skeptical. Emily tried again to draw me in with guilt and charm, but it failed. I felt a flicker of pride, small, but real. Ryan met me at the park. You see that, he said, nodding toward a group whispering near a cafe. They are noticing. Calm is happening, but on its own terms. I exhaled slowly, relief washing over me. I didn't have to force it. I just guided the path. Ryan smiled. Exactly. You're growing stronger, smarter, more controlled. That's how you win without losing yourself. I nodded, letting the thought settle. The fire inside me had transformed. It wasn't about revenge anymore. It was about reclaiming power, dignity, and peace. And for the first time since the betrayal, I felt the tiniest spark of control flicker inside me. I didn't expect satisfaction to feel this heavy. Have you seen him today? Ryan asked, sliding into the seat across from me at the cafe. I nodded, sipping my coffee slowly. James? Yeah. He walked into the office like he owned it. And by noon, everything was falling apart. People aren't responding to his emails. Colleagues are avoiding him. Even his so-called friends. I trailed off, letting the words hang. Ryan raised an eyebrow, enjoying this a little too much. I grimaced. I shouldn't. It feels wrong to feel satisfied. That's normal, he said. You were hurt. You've been humiliated. But don't let it consume you. Remember, this isn't revenge. It's truth revealing itself. That's different. I nodded, though guilt twisted in my stomach. Emily's face kept flashing in my mind. I remembered the messages, her lies, the way she manipulated me. And now she was watching the cracks form, panic in her eyes. She called me again, I said, voice low, begging, pleading, trying to explain. Ryan sighed. You're not going back, right? No, I said firmly. I won't give her that control. I've learned my limits. But it's hard not to feel satisfaction. It feels like justice, even though I know it's schadenfreude. Lily joined us, sliding into the chair beside me. You look lighter, she said softly. But careful. Don't let their mistakes make you cruel. There's a line between justice and malice. I know, I admitted. I'm trying. It's just seeing the truth unfold. And knowing I stayed strong, it's complicated. She nodded. It's supposed to be. Emotions aren't simple. But that complexity makes you human. I glanced out the window, and then noticed her, Mia. She was helping an elderly man carry groceries, smiling kindly, patient, gentle. Something about her presence. I felt drawn to her warmth. She seems different, I murmured. Ryan followed my gaze. Yeah, you notice people like that when you're ready. Maybe she's a reminder that not everyone will hurt you. Not everyone is complicated or deceptive. I nodded slowly. Maybe. I don't know her. But there's something comforting about her. Lily smiled faintly. New beginnings often come disguised as strangers. Pay attention. I let the thought sit, but guilt crept in. Emily's panic haunted me. I caught glimpses of her scrolling her phone, biting her lip, trying to control the chaos. And yet, I didn't feel anything for her anymore. No love, no longing, just a distant awareness. She's unraveling, I said quietly. Emily, the engagement, it's collapsing under scrutiny. And James, he can't hide his arrogance anymore. Everyone sees it now. Ryan nodded. Exactly. But remember, don't indulge in gloating. You're above that. You're moving forward. Observe, learn, grow. I know, I said, but it's hard. Part of me still wants to text her, tell her I'm watching, tell her I'm not affected. But that's toxic. Yeah, Lily said gently. Control is in restraint. You're showing strength by not engaging. Don't lose sight of that. I exhaled slowly, trying to calm the fire of emotion swirling inside me. I knew they were facing consequences, and I wasn't responsible for the fallout, but it still tugged at me in strange ways. Mia's over there again, I whispered. Do you think it's silly to notice her? Ryan shrugged. Not at all. Notice. Appreciate. But don't confuse it with anything else yet. It's a spark. Nothing more, until it's time. Lily nodded. Exactly. Let it grow naturally. Healing can start quietly, without force. I took a deep breath. It feels hopeful. Strange, but hopeful. Like maybe there's a life beyond all this mess. A life where I don't wake up thinking about betrayal every second. Exactly, Ryan said. That's what you're building. Karma for them is unfolding. Karma for you is living again. Focus on that. I nodded, letting the warmth of their words anchor me. The guilt of satisfaction, the pangs of lingering anger, they were still there, but smaller, more manageable. I watched Emily's frantic messages and James' faltering smile from afar, and I didn't move. I let the world correct itself while I focused on me. And in that moment, I realized something important. Healing wasn't about revenge. It wasn't about making them suffer. It was about reclaiming my life, letting consequences do the work, and noticing the small sparks of light waiting for me, like Mia. A part of me smiled quietly. Maybe this was the first day of something real, something better. The knock at my door startled me. I wasn't expecting anyone, not her. My heart raced, though I knew I shouldn't answer. Open up, Emily's voice called softly, almost pleading. I hesitated, then turned the knob. There she stood, eyes red, lips trembling. Please, I need to talk to you, she whispered. I took a step back. Emily, it's over. What's there to talk about? She shook her head violently. No, I made a mistake. I was selfish. I cut her off. You think apologies can fix what you did? Betrayal isn't erased by words. I saw the messages. I know what happened. Do not act like it didn't happen. Tears ran down her cheeks. I regret it every second. I didn't mean to hurt you. I was scared, confused. Please, I can't lose you. I swallowed hard, fighting the urge to feel anything. Lose me? You already did that. You lost me when you chose him over me. You lost me when you broke my trust. And now you expect me to forgive? To welcome you back? She flinched. I'm begging you, just one chance. Let me explain. Let me make it right. I shook my head slowly. No, Emily. I won't let you manipulate me with your guilt or your charm. I've learned something important. My self-respect matters more than your regrets. My dignity is worth more than your pleas. Her lips quivered, and she took a step forward. But I love you. Isn't that worth anything? Don't you feel anything for me anymore? I looked her in the eyes, letting her see the calm strength there. I loved you, yes. But love isn't about blind forgiveness. It's about trust, honesty, and respect. You destroyed all three. And now, I choose myself. Not revenge, not anger, not reconciliation. I choose me. Her hands fell to her sides, powerless. You're really walking away. Yes, I said firmly. Not just walking away from you, but from the pain, from the betrayal, from being someone who lets others define my worth. I will not be a pawn in anyone's game anymore. She shook her head, tears streaming freely. I don't understand. Why? After everything, after us. I softened slightly, not in forgiveness, but in clarity, because I've realized that my future can't be built on broken promises, on lies. I can't let myself be diminished by people who don't value me. You taught me that the hard way, Emily. But I've learned, and I won't repeat that mistake. She staggered back, almost collapsing. I made a huge mistake, she said, voice barely audible. I can't believe I lost you. You did, I said simply, and that's not my burden to fix. You'll live with that. I'm done carrying your guilt or your regrets. Goodbye, Emily. She didn't respond. I closed the door gently behind me, heart still heavy but steady. I sank onto the couch, taking deep breaths. The anger, the sadness, the hurt, they were still there, but tempered by clarity, by understanding, by choice. I felt lighter than I had in weeks. A soft knock interrupted my thoughts. I looked up to see Mia standing there, a warm smile on her face, holding a cup of coffee. Hey, she said gently. Thought you might need a friend. I blinked, surprised. Mia, She held up the cup. No words needed. Just, hey, for you. I felt a spark of something unfamiliar, something safe. Relief, hope, connection. Thank you, I said quietly, taking the cup. She sat beside me, calm and patient. I can't fix everything, she said softly, but I can listen. And if you want, I can help you see that life still has good things ahead. I nodded, feeling warmth in my chest. I think I'd like that. Just company. Someone who isn't tied to all that chaos. She smiled gently. Exactly. No expectations. Just support. I let myself relax slightly, feeling the weight of the last few weeks slowly lift. The betrayal, humiliation, rage, they had shaped me, but they no longer defined me. I could breathe again. Ryan walked in just then, noticing the calm in my expression. Looks like you're finding your footing, he said. Good. You come a long way. That's real growth. I feel different, I admitted. Stronger, clearer, less reactive. I can finally see that the world isn't just about them, about what I lost. It's about what I can gain. He nodded. Exactly. And you're starting to notice it too. The small sparks. Mia, for example, life doesn't end with betrayal. It just opens different doors. I glanced at her, her presence a gentle reassurance. Yeah, different doors. And I'm ready to step through them, carefully this time. Not rushing, not expecting, just moving forward. Lily appeared in the doorway, smiling faintly. I'm proud of you, she said. You faced the hardest choice, standing up for yourself instead of being dragged back into pain. That's strength. I let their words settle in. For the first time since Emily's betrayal, I didn't feel broken. I didn't feel powerless. I felt alive, capable, whole, even with scars. Mia looked at me, a quiet understanding in her eyes. You're ready, she said softly. Ready to rebuild, ready to trust again, when the time is right. I smiled, feeling a flicker of hope ignite. Yeah, I whispered. I'm ready. And in that moment, I knew the turning point had arrived. Not just the end of one chapter, but the beginning of another. I had chosen myself, claimed my dignity, and discovered a strength I didn't know I had. The past could stay where it belonged, and the future was mine to shape. The apartment felt brighter now. I had rearranged it, cleared out old memories, and even put up some new pictures, small reminders that life continues, that I still had control. Ryan plopped onto the couch across from me, grinning. Man, you look lighter, happier. I feel lighter, I admitted. It's strange. I still think about Emily and James sometimes, but the weight isn't there anymore. I've accepted what happened. Closure, I guess. Ryan smirked. About time. You spent too long brooding. Karma did its job, and now it's your turn to live. I guess, I said, smiling faintly. I saw online that their engagement is off. Honestly, I didn't feel anything. Not joy, not relief. Just neutral. I realized their drama doesn't define my life anymore. Lily walked in, carrying a tray of snacks. Don't forget to fuel your brain, Mr. Philosopher, she teased. I chuckled. Thanks, Lil. I mean it. I feel different, stronger, more aware of my worth. She sat beside me, nudging my shoulder. I'm proud of you. You didn't just survive the betrayal, you grew from it. That's rare. I nodded. I had help. Ryan, you, Mia, everyone reminded me that life continues. And that self-respect is more important than holding on to anger or revenge. Ryan leaned back, sipping his coffee. So, any new developments in the life department? I hesitated, then looked toward the window. Mia had texted earlier, asking if I wanted to meet for coffee. Simple, casual, no pressure. It made me smile. I've been seeing someone, not in a romantic way yet, I said carefully. Mia, she's different, kind, intelligent, patient. It's not about replacing anything. It's about discovering someone who doesn't hurt me, who encourages me to grow. Lily's eyes lit up. Finally, someone who makes you happy for the right reasons. That's refreshing. I nodded. Yeah, and I feel ready. Not rushing, not expecting, just enjoying the moment. I never thought I'd feel that after everything, but I do. Ryan leaned forward. Good. Healthy attachments are important. And I like that you're approaching this with clarity, not desperation. We fell into easy conversation, laughing at minor things, sharing updates. The tension that had haunted me for months was gone, replaced with calm and steady confidence. Later, Mia arrived at my apartment. Hey, she said softly, holding a small plant. I thought you might like this. Something green for your new beginnings. I took it, touched by the gesture. Thanks, Mia. It's perfect. It reminds me that life keeps growing, even after everything falls apart. She smiled. Exactly. I wanted you to have something tangible, a little symbol that things can bloom again. You've been through a lot, and I'm proud of how you handled it. I felt warmth spread through my chest. I couldn't have done it without everyone reminding me of myself, of my value. Betrayal broke me, yes, but it also taught me strength, patience, and perspective. She nodded, sitting beside me. And now you can focus on building a life you want, not a life defined by someone else's mistakes. Exactly, I said, taking a deep breath. I've started journaling more, exercising, reconnecting with work projects I care about. I feel productive again. I feel like myself. Ryan and Lily joined us later, and we all shared a quiet evening. Conversation flowed naturally, laughter mixed with thoughtful moments. I realized how much I had missed these connections, how much I had taken for granted before the chaos began. At one point, Mia reached over and touched my arm lightly. "You're different now," she said. "Not just stronger, but calmer, more self-assured. It's attractive." I laughed quietly. "Thanks. It took a lot to get here. A lot of pain, a lot of mistakes, a lot of reflection. But I'm okay. Better than okay." She smiled warmly. "I like seeing that version of you." Later, after they left, I sat alone, reflecting. The apartment was quiet, but my mind was clear. Betrayal had once shattered my life, but I had risen from the ashes. I had faced heartbreak, humiliation, and anger, and emerged stronger. Emily and James had their own consequences. I had mine, but my focus wasn't on them anymore. It was on me, my growth, my resilience, my choices. I realized that true strength comes not from hurting others, but from maintaining dignity and embracing life. Mia's presence lingered in my thoughts, a gentle reminder that connection and trust were possible again. I felt hope without expectation, warmth without obligation. It was new, delicate, but real. I walked to the window, looking at the city lights. Everything glimmered differently now. I didn't feel haunted. I felt empowered. The past was a lesson, the present was a gift, and the future was mine to shape. I whispered to myself, quiet but certain, "I am stronger. I am wiser. I am enough." The world was still imperfect, people still flawed, and life still unpredictable. But I had learned to navigate it with clarity, self-respect, and emotional resilience. And as I closed my eyes that night, I felt a calm satisfaction, not from revenge, not from anyone else's misfortune, but from knowing I had survived, learned, and grown. I had risen from the ashes, and finally, I was free.